Want to know what a BCBA schedule really looks like? Me too. And I'm a BCBA, and I still wonder what other BCBAs are doing on a day-to-day in their schedule, which is why I'm going to take you along with me for a ride along. Today is going to be a very interesting, very filled day of BCBA. I'm re-credentialing for the 4th time. So I can show you what that looks like. I'm conducting a training. I have a mentorship meeting that's starting really soon. I need to get out of here. I'm meeting with my RBTs, preparing for supervision, and preparing for a lot of training curriculum. So if you want to know what I do all day, keep watching this video. Lately, my body has been waking me up between 5:30 and 5:45 a.m. without an alarm. And for someone balancing multiple kids, multiple passions, and countless responsibilities pulling me in every direction, this feels like a gift. At 5:30, I get to choose. I can choose to move, honoring my body with a workout. I can choose to pause, centering myself before the world demands my energy. I can choose to start work early, setting the tone for a productive day, or simply exist in the rare stillness. Just me, my thoughts, and my peace. In my 30s, I've learned that caring for myself isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And waking up early isn't just about discipline, it's about freedom. This was me 7 months ago, and I've come a long way. So when 5 a.m. rolls around, I don't see it as just a wake-up call. It's my freedom and waking into all the possibilities of the morning. So I just made it back home just in time for my husband to take my son to the bus stop. And light my favorite candle. I love for my house to smell amazing while I'm getting ready for work. It's a part of my self-care. Another thing I do is straighten up a bit. As you can see, my daughter is working on some art projects, so I may straighten it up or I may just leave it there. My family has really been into Marble Run lately, so anytime I take this down, they just rebuild it. So I just keep it up, and really everybody loves Marble Run. It's actually very satisfying. This is my newest award that I got from my sorority, and it is the Outstanding Communication and Journalism Award from Phi Kappa Omega chapter. If you guys don't know, I was the PR chair and the journalist for our sorority, for our chapter this year, so I won an award for that. Put that up here with all of my other many accomplishments. All right, it's time to get ready. This is the outfit of the day. Very dressed down, but the fit of it definitely gives, I can wear this to the office, still a little dressed up. I got this outfit from Style We, and this is the flow. This is the vibe that I'm giving today. Okay? All right, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So turns out my first training got canceled, which is not uncommon for BCBA. Sometimes our schedules are so predictable, and sometimes they are so random. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the office and revamp my schedule and see what I need to work on today before my next meeting. So the training that I was going to do today, it's a Think Trauma training. For the last 9 months, I've been a part of a group that was trained on trauma-informed care for youth in care or for child welfare. After they train us, then it's our job to do teach backs. and to show them that we can adequately train other people. The last part of the training is us training our staff on all the modules. I'm so glad that I've taken this training. I'm so glad that I have that skill set now. It wasn't easy because being taught on trauma sometimes elicits trauma within you. There's vicarious trauma. There is so much that comes up when you are enrolling in a training on trauma-informed care. And I suggest that all BCBAs do some form of trauma-informed care. I'm not really too upset that the training got canceled today because I have a 7-hour training that I have to conduct on Monday, and that is called a safety care training. So this is really big for me because I have been trained in safety care for 14 years, meaning I have to take safety care training every year for the last 14 years. But I've always wanted to be a safety care trainer. I always thought I would be really, really good at it just because, you know, I love to train, I love to teach. So I was selected to be a safety care trainer. It was a 3-day training, full training, like not the type of training where you could just sit in the back and scroll on your phone. Like, I'm talking physical training. I had to ice my knee every day after every day of training because there was a lot of physical elements to this safety care training. Once again, it was 3 days, and after the 3 days, I am now a trainer for safety care, and I will be a trainer for 1 year until I have to get my certification renewed. That's just, you know, a few things that I have tucked away under my belt in my repertoire that I can pull out at any time. Once again, my schedule just got mixed around just a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna get back on track. It's not like I don't have nothing to do. Trust me, I have plenty to do, and you're about to see that right now. But one of the most interesting part of my days that probably doesn't have to do with ABA, but kind of does. Today, so I've also enrolled in a improv class. So I am studying at Second City, and if you are familiar with Second City, then you will know that they are a training program, an improv program that trains you in acting and comedy and stand-up and improv and public speaking. And there are a lot of famous people that have trained through Second City in Chicago. So I am amongst the greats, right? And I know you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with ABA? Maybe a lot, maybe absolutely nothing, but that's not my job to plan out every single part of my life. Acting, improv, public speaking, everything, being silly and being myself and then switching up characters, that just brings me joy. I've been in theater my whole life, ever since I was, I don't know, elementary school. I was signing up for every play that I could ever sign up for, and that's always been something that brings me joy. So this year, I'm taking a break from some of the traditional ABA conferences, and I am pouring into myself in a different way. So last year, I was packed with ABA conferences, as you remember in some of the previous videos. And that's cool, that's fun and all. This year, I need to focus on recertification, which is something that I'm going to do today. I'm going to recertify. I need to focus on doing things that are not just to serve other people. I need to focus on doing things that are just for myself. So yeah, that's why I signed up for improv classes at Second City, and I'll keep you posted and let you know how it's going. I will see you at the office for my first meeting.
You can't be totally prompt dependent on. It's like, help us out. And so with them, I'm like, maybe like being an opportunity for like ongoing training or doing something, because I'm like, all behavior analysts, like, I think that we're pretty skilled in trying to come up with a plan to figure out like how to, you know, help these techs to become better techs. That's the problem now.
Oh, that's so interesting. You sound just like me. No, you really do, because, well, first of all, it's obvious that you care, not only about the text, but about your clients. Because if you come in and all the techs are rolling their eyes, talking under their breath, saying what they're not gonna do because what y'all don't do for them, how does that affect the kiddos that you work with?
Right.
Secondly, you notice that the 40-hour training is not enough, and they need some ongoing training. We all need some ongoing training. And I guess my question is, do you have the capacity to take on a project like that?
Huh?
Congratulations on that, first of all.
Thank you. It took so much out of me. Oh my God.
What do you mean by that?
Because I hate, advocating for myself is hard.
Yes, I knew you were going there with it. And it does. It does. It never gets easier. Even when you get all of these credentials and experience and years, still to say.
Down, when I got into the field, I think the field was only made of like 3.6%. And so you were like literally the only one back then, you know, that was out there making videos and making good content and stuff. And I definitely feel like you helped me a whole lot. Through my schooling, through my practicum experience to get to this point that I'm at now, and I'm so grateful for it.
Well, I am excited that this has become truly bi-directional, because now you're helping me a lot in my company. Like I was just going over like, oh, well, what did I do this year? I didn't really do much. I was like, wait a minute. I hired a second BCBA who was in my supervision program, came back and was like, what do I do now? You want to work for me? Like, who does that? And then you're killing it. Like, everyone loves you. And I am so grateful for you and Talisa.
See you later.
All right, thanks. Okay, so first meeting down, that was actually that was a mentorship meeting. What's so interesting about that meeting? So shout out to Destiny and Talisa. If you're watching this, you don't know how much you mean to me, but shout out to Talisa and Destiny. They work for my company, Shorter Taylor Behavior Consulting, and if you sign up for Supervision, they will be your primary supervisors. So I reached my threshold. I couldn't take on any more supervisees, and I thought I was going to have to shut it down until I found these amazing women. One who went through my supervision program was a shining star. I was like, she's going to pass on the first try. And I was like, I'm gonna hire her as a BCBA supervisor. So I think we waited like 9 months. We got back together, and I hired her as a BCBA supervisor. But of course, you know, if you provide supervision within your first year of becoming a BCBA, you have to have a mentor who is guiding you along the way. So that's how that relationship worked. She's no longer a 1-year supervising, so we don't have to meet, but my door is always open. My laptop is always open. I always tell them, like, just put something on my schedule. My other BCBA, you know, she's really feeling herself in the field now. She's not newly minted anymore, and she really wants to get into training. So she's like, can I send you my abstract? Can we go over? I'm like, baby, you can send me anything you want. This is a lifelong relationship of mentor-mentee. Not only is it mentor-mentee, but at any point you could be mentoring me and I am your mentee, because these young girls, they be knowing what to do. They know all the apps to download. They know all the new trends and all the things to do. So you always want to have an open relationship with your former supervisors, your former mentees, your former colleagues. This is a small world, and you never know. One day I could be working for Destiny or Talisa at their own company. So I always try to make time for my BCBAs, my supervisors, and it's my way of staying connected with them. What's going on in your life? How can I support you? How can I sponsor you? How can I speak your name in rooms that you're not even in? What can I do? What can I do to push your career forward? That is my job. Okay, so that meeting went a little longer than expected. Probably won't have time to go grab lunch before my next meeting, but it's okay because I'm not really hungry right now and I got some snacks. But after my next meeting, I'm definitely gonna go grab lunch, I think. Okay, so right now I'm getting ready for office hours. And you're probably like, office hours? Are you a professor or something? Yeah, something like that. So we have this new program in the agency that I'm working at. We have this new program where we are helping some of our leadership staff and DSPs to become RBTs. So walking them through the 40-hour training, competency, you come see me for the competency assessment. And, you know, I just give you all the tips that you need in order to become an RBT. So what we were finding out is just because they took the 40-hour training, these are my snacks, something new I'm trying. Just because they went through the 40-hour training, it didn't mean that they knew how to pass the RBT competency assessment or the RBT exam. So I started offering office hours twice a week where you could just jump into my Zoom call and we'll study together. We'll do mock exams, go through the task list, pretty much anything you need to get ready to pass on the first try. In this new position, I'm allowed to just be more creative, which is always fun. Like I said, I did the safety care training, so I'm doing that now. I did the think trauma training. I'm doing ongoing trainings for the agency. So to the point where everybody in the agency, by the time I'm done with them, is going to have some basic training in applied behavior analysis. And if that's not dissemination, baby, I don't know what is. Okay? So we about to get everybody little mini behavior analysts out here. And that's my goal because I feel like the science works. Like, anyway, if I keep talking to y'all, I'm not going to get any work done. So I'll catch you later. I totally forgot that a graduate student reached out to me and they wanted to do an interview with me because they had to interview a BCBA. So I agreed to do this interview, but I just got a call from my son's school saying that he's sick, he has a fever. So I'm gonna see if I can reschedule with her. I feel so bad, but what can you do, right? BCBA, mom, the mom wins every time. So I'm gonna join and let her know what's going on. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining.
Of course. Sorry for the delay. I just got a call from my son's school. Apparently he's running a fever and they need me to come pick him up. Luckily, I'm 6 minutes away, so I didn't know if you wanted to reschedule or if you wanted to do it like 15 minutes in and out.
I had to like write a paper on our interview.
Okay.
So I thought that those questions would like best help me like.
Let's see how far we can get through in like the next 15 minutes because he still has to like get his code and get his books and stuff. And then if we need to reschedule, we can kind of follow up, or I can kind of type my answers for the rest of them.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Yeah. Your path to becoming a BCBA, what motivated you to pursue the career?
Okay. Well, I didn't know what a BCBA was my whole entire life. I didn't grow up saying I'm going to be a BCBA when I grow up. I went to school for psychology. I thought I was going to be a marriage counselor or a family counselor. Straight out of undergrad, I started working with adults with developmental disabilities. I didn't even know that that was a population. I had never been exposed to that population before. So I called my mom, who's in a similar field. She's a social worker. And I was like, Mom, these people are offering me this job. I don't know if it's in my field. Should I take it? And she's like, girl, you better take that job. That's in your field. So that's how I started working with adults with intellectual disabilities. And I started talking with the BCBAs at the company, and they were giving me like everything that I need to do in order to become a BCBA, what schools to apply for. Everyone was reassuring me like, no, you would be great for that. So I got my supervision at the company. I went to Chicago School of Professional Psychology.
So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm 2 years away from graduating.
Congratulations.
And then, yeah, I'll be doing the supervision and everything, and then hopefully pass my exam on the first try.
Yes. Speaking it into existence.
Yes. But thank you so much for answering. And yeah, just whenever you get a moment, answer a few of the questions for me. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.
And I'll keep watching your videos.
Thank you. Do you want to be on a video?
If I want to be on a video?
Yeah. There she is. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Alexa. I'm a student under Eastern, and I'm interested in becoming a BCBA.
We had a great interview. So thank you for being flexible with my schedule as well. So I almost fell. As I mentioned, my schedule is all over the place. I forgot about that meeting, so that just happened. But my son's school just called. Apparently, something is going around because he has a fever. My baby girl had a fever this morning, so I'm about to go get my baby. I don't even have time to pack up my stuff. I'm just about to go get him, come back, make sure he has some Tylenol to bring his fever down. Then I'm gonna pack up my stuff. Then I'm gonna take him home and try to finish out the rest of my day. Bye. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit irritated right now. I know you guys are used to seeing me as like happy-go-lucky, everything's going well. A lot of stuff did not go according to plan today. Not only did I have to leave work to go get my son from school, which is fine. Like, I'm blessed that I was close enough to do that. But when I got back to the office, I locked myself out of the office. And there's a key on my phone, but the app wasn't working. Nobody was in the front office to get me in. So now I don't have access to my laptop. I don't have access to anything. I'm just irritated. So I've got my husband's laptop. I'm about to put in the last little bit of the information that I need and apply to re-credential. And hopefully that will get me back in a good mood. Okay. So I'm feeling a little better because your girl just recertified. I am now a BCBA for another 2 years. But one thing I just found out this week, that here in Illinois, we are now required to become licensed behavior analysts. Now, I'm sure you guys are thinking, oh, we're already licensed. Yeah, I know. Illinois was one of the last states. It just so happens to happen around the same time that I had to get credentialed. So $213 to re-credential, another $400 to become licensed, and I have to do it all within a tight time frame. So sometimes this field just makes me wanna, you know what I mean? But look on the bright side. I'm re-credentialed for another 2 years. I'm an approved supervisor for another 2 years. My baby's fine. Both of them have fevers, so I need to find a way for me not to get sick while I take care of them. And yeah, life be lifing. Thanks again for joining me on another day in the life of Dom, the BCBA mom. I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me through all the ups and downs of today. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share the video with a friend and tell me what was your best part of the day. All right, y'all. See you later.